everybody.
Good morning.
See, I arrived and time stopped. So, it's not coincidental. So please keep me on track with the time. Let me ask you a question. Do you take time out of your day to reflect? Do you take time out of your day to reflect? Reflecting on the day, if you reflect in the evening. Do you reflect on your job? I know I do. Your life, the decisions that you've made, the path that you've chosen to take. Do you take the time to reflect? Individuals that you've led into your life, relationships that you're in or have been or maybe in the future. Do you take the time to reflect on all this? Sometimes the individuals coming into our lives are short-term. Sometimes they're long-term. I look at everything, not necessarily I'm right or wrong, but I look at everything as value. Does it have value? Not necessarily monetary value, more intrinsic value. Do things have a value for you? Do you get anything out of it, of a relationship or a situation that you're in? Like your checking account, you make an investment, and you're expecting a reasonable return on your money. It's not too much to ask, is it? Hopefully, it's going to be a positive return on your investment. But as we know, sometimes it's not. And that's okay. As long as we realize that the situation or the relationship isn't really working out, and we move on. So I encourage you daily to spend some time in reflection. Weigh the positives and the not so positives. I don't say negative, the not so positives. The positives, things in your life, need to be nurtured daily. The not so positive things in your life need to be trimmed away. Hard to do sometimes, but if you're willing to be more spiritual and to be more, I want to say, more happier or enjoy life, sometimes you have to trim away some things, some people. What and who you constantly have around you, what you read, watch, and listen to, fills your thoughts. Those thoughts, when repeated over and over, become what? Your beliefs. Your beliefs, which I'm going to talk about in my lecture today. If you want to feel different than you currently feel, you need to constantly feed your mind and your thoughts with that to boost the emotion you're looking for. If you want to be happy, look for happiness, and happiness will find you. Easy to find sorrow and sadness. Those are the easy ones to find. Happiness and prosperity is where we should all be looking for, or looking out for. So I saw this great quote, at least I think it's a great quote. You let me know afterwards if you agree or not. The quote is, if it makes you happy, it doesn't have to make anyone else happy. Imagine that. If it makes you happy, it doesn't have to make anyone else happy. Life, as we know, is full of choices. Each and every day, we find ourselves in situations which requires us to make a choice. Just driving here this morning, I had to make a number of decisions. Decisions I would not need to make if I would have stayed at home. Decisions, hopefully I made positive choices on my way here. Someone would not get out of my way and I said some bad things. I did, I'm going to be honest, transparency. But I was able to get in the other lane and go about my business. So I did slip a little this morning, and I apologize. Because I actually, when I slip, I put that energy out to the universe. And you can't take it back once you put it out there. So every choice we make dictates our future and our future events that follow. It's all energy and motion. Everything we do, everything we say is energy. And it projects outward into the etheric. Spiritually, I don't believe we make bad choices because all choices have a learning experience attached to it. All experiences help us grow in one form or another. If we're open to self-realization and spiritual growth, then every choice we make can help us build a more stronger spiritual foundation. And that's what I believe we're all looking for, is that solid spiritual foundation to grow and build on. Do, I'm going to use the word, negative events happen? Of course they do. We see it every day. But you don't have to let that negative dictate who you are or dictate whatever your future plans are. Every day we see or hear about events taking place around the world or around our neighborhood, around our town. Sometimes we bring that feeling into us that we really should just block and let's say, that's your energy, that's not my energy. I don't need it. But others enjoy swimming in that energy. I don't. My focus is on my choices and how I react to them and how I can grow spiritually from making them. That's why every day I take time to reflect. Usually it's in the shower. Sometimes it's while I'm driving. It's not like I'm sitting at the house in a chair meditating. I incorporate it into my daily activities. So in my world, in my reality, there are good choices to be made, and then there's choices I should have thought of a little more. I don't say bad, I don't say negative. It's either good or I should have thought of it a little more before I did it. Honestly, as you know, it's just a play on words. But I don't want to say or be around something negative or something bad. I want to be around positive, happy, good, to the best of my ability. Every thought you think, every word you say forms a blueprint, and your mind must work to make that blueprint a reality. So I try to keep positive. Sometimes, like this morning, I failed, briefly. But I'm learning from when I am not as successful as I could be. I knew it wasn't the person's fault in front of me because they were going 50 in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. Okay? That was their reality. That's how they wanted to drive. So I could easily just went around them, solve that situation. I realize when I set my intentions every morning, when I think a thought throughout the day, when I say the words out loud, when I make a choice, the moments which follow changes my destiny. Think about that. Changes my path. The change can be ever so slight, but I know the future will be different as a result. Every choice you make, every decision you make, everything you do dictates, in my world, the future, my future. Turn left, you're going to have one outcome. Turn right, you're going to have another outcome. Go straight ahead, you're going to have a third outcome. Lots of outcomes. So yes, every decision you make, every choice you make, changes the probability of your future. That's why I try very hard not to think or say things that are not positive. I try. Like I said, some days I have to try harder than others. I'm not isolated in my house by myself. I have to interact with the world around me. So sometimes I'm not as successful. I have to interact with others whose vibrations are different than mine. I still have to go to work every day. I have to go to the grocery occasionally. I don't cook. I have to, go fill my car up with gas. Sometimes I'll go out to the restaurants. So I'm interacting with the energies of other people a lot. And like today, I had to drive down I-4, which sometimes can be challenging. Some days are easier than others. As a human, I know I could have chosen better at times. But I have those self-realizations where, hey, Gregory, your words could have been different, your actions could have been different. I have those talks amongst myself. Don't judge me. And I realize every choice, every decision leads to a specific path in life. The Fox family. Let's go back just for a brief moment. We're in March, 1848. They could have kept quiet about their communication with spirit. How easy would that have been? Just to keep quiet, not telling their friends, their family, the neighborhood, hey, we're communicating with spirit now. They could have kept quiet about it. But instead, they embraced it. They held public demonstrations. They traveled abroad. They made a choice, and they created a path for themselves. Was it an easy path? From what we hear, no. But it was a path. They created it. Now, 173 years later, I'm here today lecturing in this church because of their decisions and their choices, along with the choices of those who followed them. The ripple effect of spirit communication. 173 years ago, the sisters went out and talked about spirit communication. We're here today because of that. So we might not know how our immediate choices will affect us and others in the future, but the energy we create today is sent out into the etheric, making changes into the future, just like they did 173 years ago. They had no idea the ripple effect of spiritual communication was going to have. I don't believe they did. So we might not know our immediate choices, how they'll affect us and others in the future, but the energy we create today, I think I just said that, we'll send out to the etheric, making changes into the future. The energy of every word we say is sent out into the etheric. Every word you say is sent out to the etheric. The energy of every decision and every action we make is sent out into the etheric. And it's creating your future. It's creating our future. We might not know the future, but the future already knows us. I like the quote from Gandhi. You probably have heard this. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. We start with our beliefs and we finish with our destiny. They all build on to each other. If you obsess over whether you're making the right decision, you're basically assuming the universe will reward you in one way or the other. The universe is non-judgmental. The universe just is. The universe has no fixed agenda for you or against you. Once you make any decision, it works around that decision and moves on. It keeps moving. The energy keeps moving. The universe has no right or wrong. It's only a series of possibilities that shift with each thought, feeling, and action that you experience. So there's a multitude of possibilities. Occasionally I'll get emails, just random emails. Not always, not all the emails are wanting to send me millions and millions of dollars. You know, just send it. Don't have to ask. Just send it. Some of them are actually spiritual. So I saw these 5 statements. They were sent to me. Then I expanded on them. The first statement was, your thoughts do not create your reality. Your beliefs do. Same as what Gandhi was saying. It all starts with your beliefs and your belief system. My beliefs has changed over the time, over my 58 years. Some have stayed the same. My beliefs as a child were influenced by my parents, relatives, those around me. But as I grew older, exploring the world, my neighborhood, I realized these beliefs as a child no longer vibrated with me, so I changed. I moved. Spiritually, I moved my vibration. I grew. And so did my beliefs. They grew with me. Number 2, the second statement, your beliefs are often unconscious, but you can shift them. Psychology tells us much learning takes place outside of conscious awareness. Judgments, decision-making, intuition are based on experience processed in the unconscious mind. Never realized that, in the unconscious mind. Much of human motivation and interpersonal attraction also takes shape beyond the conscious mind, all unconscious. Once you recognize the beliefs, you can change them, allowing for personal growth to come or to occur. So, reflecting again on your day, on your beliefs, changing the future. Number 3, the third statement, your current level of consciousness determines which tools work best for you to bend reality. That's why some only work for certain people. And I found that interesting because we are all different individuals. We think different, we act different, different likes, different dislikes. So what worked for me in my life might not work for you in your life. What worked for you might not work for me. We're all different. So we have to find that path, we have to find that vibration that vibrates with us to help us to grow and build that spiritual foundation, whatever we do. I believe the goal is to be better and to do better. The fourth statement is you must know what kind of reality you want to create. That's the one I've gotten stuck on in the past. What am I trying to create in my reality? What do you want out of life? Some people might just say, I just want to be happy. Okay? What does happy look like? How does it feel? You have to be specific. You can't be vague. There's a spectrum of what happiness could look like. You need to be specific. Visualize exactly what you're looking for. What's it look like? What's it feel like? Be specific the whole time. What are those boards people create? I keep forgetting them.
Vision board.
What?
Vision board.
Vision boards. It's so easy. Vision boards, yes. You create a vision board, putting on there exactly what you want, specifically what you want. Think about it. Smile as you look at it. Send it out to the etheric, your vision board. Thank you. Sometimes when I'm up here, the mind just... The fifth comment. The minds of people around you also shapes your reality through unconscious group creation. So you're being influenced by those around you unconsciously, by listening to what they say, how they act. Unconsciously, you're being influenced. You have to come to the realization, those people around you, are they positive? Are they uplifting? Are they nurturing? Are they helping you on your spiritual path? The answer is no. Well, start trimming. Start trimming. You believing the ultimate goal in life is to learn and to use that knowledge gained to do better and to be a better person. How wonderful would that be? That was the goal of everyone, to be a better person and to do better. In my introduction, stated my education. It's a lot of education, I know. That's a lot of education. My degrees, my accomplishments, what I do for a living. Would I be standing here today lecturing and celebrating spiritualism if I had made different life decisions years ago or months ago? No, I don't think I would. Everything, the sum of everything, my existence has brought me here today to be in front of you. The sum of all your existence brought you here today to be with each other, however that is. So embrace it. We are brought together for a reason. I have been involved in a number of organizations, religious, political, academia, social. Some long-term, some short-term, some just a few hours. I learned quick. This isn't for me. I've come in contact with many individuals throughout my life, religious, political, academia, social, casual, some long-term, some short-term, some just a few hours or a few minutes. And I've learned, if I'm in a situation and I'm not growing spiritually, I have to move on. I have to find spirituality, whatever I'm doing. Sometimes I hold on to something too long, but then it hits me. You got to move on. I have to find spirituality in everything I do. I have to find harmony and balance in everything I do, or it doesn't make sense anymore. Life is too short to be spending time in an unhappy vibration. If it makes you happy, it doesn't have to make anyone else happy. Life is full of choices. You need to grow spiritually. You need to choose wisely. Always remember how powerful you are as an individual. Always remember how much love there is for you. Never forget it. And until our paths cross again, God bless you on yours. Thank you.